Accelerate our ambition 2025, the execution of our ambition 2025 strategy, and also to deliver a second to none customer experience. The desired user experience, faster time to market. Actually, the time to market has dropped drastically when it comes to the loyalty feature, when it comes to the DCLM, when it comes to call center functionality. We have retired more than 40% of the legacy product offering. During the migration, we did not migrate like to like. We have done a lot of product rationalization for GSM, non-GSM, and fixed line as well. So we have reduced the number of products by 40–50%. And also we have reduced the customer onboarding time, mainly for the postpaid and corporate customer. And also we have increased the loyalty adoption. We have one of the biggest loyalty platforms right now in Uganda.
Good morning and welcome to Tecnotree. I thank you for being here today. I will be speaking in English. I hope you can follow through. I will try to speak slowly. Tecnotree is a fully Finnish global company, 45 years in business with very, very humble beginnings in the storeroom of a milk store by Professor Tito Leonen, who then coined Techno Enterprises. In fact, the history of Tecnotree is one of innovation and global reach. The company started with helping the whole evolution of data, very similar to BlackBerry. In fact, it was one of the first companies to come up with measuring network traffic as well as providing value-added services, and the first paging system was delivered to Swisscom in 1980. From then on, the company has never looked back from Finland, delivering telecom, data, and voice services across the globe. And today, Tecnotree stands as the #1 in the world in terms of adoption of telecom standards for delivering revenue monetization, billing, and charging to its telecom operators worldwide. And that has been certified by TM Forum, which is the #1 body for telecom standards. Today, from the humble beginning, it supports 1 billion customers worldwide. It is supporting telecom services in 70 countries. 80% of the employees have deep domain knowledge in terms of telecom services, and it provides services in 90+ countries. The list of customer base in the last 5 years, from only serving 2 major customers, one in Africa and one in LATAM, today it has a repertoire of more than 28 Tier 1 telcos that are adopting the platform of Tecnotree. Tecnotree also recently acquired an AI/ML company out of the United States, and it today stands as #4 in the world in terms of AI/ML patents. It has 114 patents, just behind Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. Tecnotree stands to have the maximum number of AI/ML patents in the world, which now it is adopting on the sensor fabric to the digital stack to help telecom operators further monetize their capability. You heard one of our customers speak of the benefit of the platform, which is real-time customer innovation and customer experience improvement on the stack. In terms of how the whole model of business of Tecnotree has worked, we have started with very traditional services, which is monetization of the network through a billing and charging and customer care capability on a digital stack, which is a combination of revenue plus professional services, followed by support and management services that we provide to our customers. So we get license revenue, and we also make revenue in professional services. But most importantly, we move to the ARR model, which is the managed services revenue. And increasingly, as I speak, you will see that this revenue in the company is continuously growing. And as the industry has evolved and the adoption of digital capability around the internet has expanded, Tecnotree has also looked at monetizing the platform by helping the customers' billion subscribers integrate more digital services onto the stack. For example, we invested in a fintech capability so that mobile banking and mobile banking services can be adopted on the telephone, on the mobile phone, and also ecosystem play in the area of healthcare as well as education in emerging markets. So that is Tecnotree Moments and Diva. And as you've seen, many banks today are applying for spectrum capabilities, and many manufacturing companies are also looking to create their own private networks for greater digital transformation and adoption of digital technology. So both the telecom industry and the adjacent markets stand to benefit from the Tecnotree digital platform. And most recently, our acquisition of the AI/ML capability has definitely helped us further the penetration of our platform into the customer segments. Now to talk a little bit about how we have performed. Overall, you can see that our growth has been robust in terms of adoption of our revenue. The revenue has been growing in the last 5 years, as you can see, steadily. The operating result and the profitability of the company has also been extremely good for a product company. We have maintained a high level of profit, and I will show you some comparators. Here you can see year on year, in terms of the infrastructure providers and typical competitors, Tecnotree's growth in revenue is an average of 12% year on year compared to some of the other BSS vendors who are not performing as well in terms of revenue growth. Finally, we have the highest order book, and this is mainly because of the capability of the digital stack, its adoption of standards, and the number of patents that are available on the stack that has provided this growth. Our growth projections for 2023 are about 9 to 13% in terms of revenue growth. And in terms of EBIT, we promise to grow year on year anywhere between 15 to 20%. So it's still extremely profitable growth from a company perspective. The Q1 to Q3 financial results, net income grew overall by about to 8.8 million. The net sales grew 9% to 56.2 million. Operating result is extremely healthy, where the EBIT margin is 28.5%, 3% growth year on year, and the shareholder equity has continuously grown in the last 5 years to 81.6. In terms of the customers we serve, I think there is the number of new customers and new logos that we have added, plus we have upsold to existing customers of ours the digital stack, and hence the customer list, as you can see, is expanding. What is important to note is we are moving into the European market We had sold to Telenor in Finland, and we are now replicating the capability that we have delivered for Telenor in Finland to Norway and Sweden, and expanding our footprint in Telenor. We also have a Canadian customer, TELUS, very large CSP, Tier 1, and we have been supporting the US market with our AI/ML capability, both for United Health, in terms of monetizing the platform, for provider market, and as well as the insurance realty market, which are adjacent markets in the industry. We are also recognized not only for our AI/ML capability, but also for our customer and revenue management capability by one of the top American analysts as the top 2 in the world in terms of revenue monetization. Gartner recognizes us for both the customer experience and revenue monetization capability, and we are, as I said, a diamond badge holder in terms of number of APIs that are certified, and we have the maximum number of real-world applications of those APIs. This is just a testimonial of how the order situation has grown and the nature of the orders. We have a record order book of 78 million, out of which the recurring revenue is continuously growing, which means the ARR aspect of the order book is increasing. And I would be proud to say by the end of this year, if this is the order book, more than 50%, 55% of the orders would be recurring revenue in nature, either as monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue in terms of order books. Of course, we have some new orders and existing orders that will continue to retire. The most important reason why the growth of Tecnotree has been so expansive is mainly because we have invested in creating over 250 journeys or microservices or modules that are repeatable. So we can very quickly configure these repeatable products in various customer locations, and 70% of the stack is configurable. So it doesn't have to, we don't have to write new code to deploy a platform. We have to modify about 30% of the code and integrate the code into existing environments to deliver the stack, which is really the level of automation and digitization that we have achieved. This chart, the most important aspect of this chart that you need to understand is the fact that here, the number of customers, more than 28 new customers have been added. The top 2 customers, 2018, amounted for 85% of the revenue, and today they stand less than 50% of the revenue that we collect. So we have de-risked the revenue collection in terms of how the quality of the revenue improves. And here the ARR revenue in the company has increased by more than 50% over the years compared to the license and professional services revenue. Our footprint in terms of growth, you can see that we have various types of platforms that we deliver, and the bubbles here show the size of the opportunity that we are tracking. A large amount of our capabilities in the Middle East, Africa, Latin America, and most recently growing market is Americas and Canada, and the European market. One important criteria that we are noticing is we aggressively grew in the Middle East market with Saudi Telecom, Ooredoo, Zain, and so on. And these CSPs are now investing in the European market. They have actually advanced in their digital capability, and they are now investing in the European market. And because they embrace Tecnotree's digital stack, our opportunity to further expand in Europe continues to increase. In terms of growth prospects, I think the key for CSPs is innovation, digital capability, and finally, providing AI/ML kind of capability on the stack. And here, Tecnotree definitely provides great opportunity for growth. In terms of our digital stack, we have embraced AI/ML. We are one among the first in the world to embrace cloud-based delivery. For example, TELUS Canada is a fully public cloud implementation of our stack. And we continue to invest in 5G technologies in terms of delivery capability on the platform. We had recently announced a compulsory convertible debt instrument, And if you look at the strategic investments that we want to make through the debt instrument, there are 3 areas. One is definitely business expansion in America and Europe. We will continue to grow in these markets, and we will invest to grow in these markets. The other is the consolidation of corporate and financial focus, mainly to consolidate the acquisition we made in AI/ML, but also continuously look to automate and make our products stack more digital through maybe some strategic acquisitions going in the future. But more importantly, by consolidating our financials and being as profitable as we are, we believe we can bring back greater returns to our shareholders through consolidation of our cap table, as well as maybe in the future with the ability to provide investor dividends if possible. In terms of new product offerings, we invest about 15 to 20% of our capital investment into R&D. We will continue to embed AI. AI-led deliveries are already happening. A lot of the new deals that are coming to us require AI, AI/ML, and our sensor fabric. And it has become a strategic differentiator for us in terms of market capability. I know I've run out of time. I just want to talk about the prospects. We have committed to this year in 2023 to continue to grow between 9 and 13% our revenue. Our operating EBIT will stand between 15 to 20% growth. Our cost rationalization will continue to ensure profitable growth for the company, and the recovery will be 12 to 14% better than last year. Finally, here is the reason why you would invest in Tecnotree. If you compare Tecnotree with its small cap competitors and large cap competitors in the OSS, BSS market, while the median growth is about, I can't read from there, so I will use this. While the median growth is about 10% in the small cap and 7% in the large cap, Tecnotree's own growth in revenue is about 9%. So we are definitely very, very aggressive in our growth. If you look at EBIT margins, the median companies that are mid-size are growing at about 21%, and so is the large cap. We are growing at 32% in terms of profitability. In terms of net income, the medians are growing at 10%. The large caps are growing at 6%, obviously at a larger base. Our growth is 17%. So in all parameters, when you compare ourselves to our competitors, Tecnotree outperforms in revenue, EBIT, as well as net income. And finally, what I want to say is that in terms of current market valuation and why you would consider this to be the absolute best time to invest in Tecnotree, we are valued at about 4.7 in terms of EV, when the median is valued at 12.7, and the large caps are about 9.8 on an average. So obviously our EV valuations are lower. And if you look at 2024 EBITDA valuations, we stand at about 3.9%, when the average median for small caps is 9.1%, and large cap is 9.4%. Clearly, this stock is poised for growth. And I think in terms of all the other metrics, in terms of key investment highlights, I would say we are definitely profitable. We have headroom for growth. We are in the markets. We are an essential, critical service from a business perspective, extremely cost-effective, and a very good operational management capability that is delivering good results financially. Thank you.